Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to Sam and Max Hit the Books. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And we're here today to discuss the comics that came out on the 29th of January in the year 2020. I will go ahead and start it off. We're in the new format now, everybody. I don't know if you were listening last week, but we're not going to be spending as much time on the average books, the books where nothing super interesting is happening. We're going to kind of lightning round most of the stuff and then spend our quality time with the titles that we feel like deserve it one way or the other. So first off, Transformers 16. Brian Ruckley and Bethany McGuire-Smith and Anna Malkova. So she's fine. Stuff's finally starting to take off. The plot is accelerating.
It's accelerating. I like Megatron's investigations into Bumblebee.
Right, he's figuring things out, and we're getting some stuff with the Voin. And it seems like next issue might be one worth the full conversation treatment. But this was a 7 for me.
Yeah, I'd actually give it a 6.
Cool.
Next up, we're talking about issue 24 of The Terrifics by Andrew Lewin Yang and Davila. And this is more Bizarro.
I couldn't believe it was still. I really thought that we were going to be starting a new thing with this issue.
Not only was this more Bizarro, but they also brought back the New Sphere and the simulated apocalypse that we got before. This time it's at the end of time. And, it's getting kind of tiring.
It's about as stretched out as Plastic Man at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And at this point, the Bizarro speak is starting to get headache-inducing.
Yeah, and even though there was only a little of it in this issue, it was like, oh my god, when are we going to be done with this?
Right. So I give it a 6.
I'm not even going that high. I'm giving it a 4, personally. And I think this is our last issue of The Terrifics.
That's fair.
Next up is the 6th issue of New Mutants by Ed Brisson and Flaviano. And, this is the Ed Brisson half. So it's Boom Boom and Armor and the creepy mind control kids versus the drug cartel that doesn't want the Krakoa drugs to replace their more regular-ish drug business. So that's a 4.
Yeah, I'd also give it a 4.
Yeah.
Next up, we're talking about issue 30 of The Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett. And, this is Rexon released some monsters, and a lot of it was a trick. Because the one that swallowed the Hulk, when he rips out of it, it releases all the bugs that were inside it into the streets on the people so that they're able to blame it on the Hulk. Yeah,
it seems like all the monsters were full of bugs, but the way they took down the earlier ones didn't allow them to burst. And then they were like, oh, what about Hulk, though? And they perfectly played it.
Rips free. So that's cool, and it seems like there's one more super one.
Did it seem to you like this page maybe hadn't been colored correctly? Like maybe something went wrong in the printing, this one page where everything is just too pastel compared to everything else?
It was weird that it was like that. Yeah. I don't know what's up with that.
But don't be fooled by the fact that we're lightning rounding this book. It was a very good issue, and I'm very interested in where it's going with that last page reveal.
with the guy. Yeah. I give this one a 7.
That's a 7 for me as well. Next up, we've got the Detective Comics Annual number 3 by Peter Tomasi and Kumar. That's funny that we're doing all single names in this issue, but the last guy actually only did have one name.
Right.
We got a nice little annual story about having to deal with an old case from when Alfred was a James Bond type back in the day.
Yes, he was.
Which that was actually kind of the coolest part. I was hoping we were going to get more of that, Alfred being a badass super spy.
I liked it. I liked that he was in a replica American City.
Right, we're doing this whole anti-KGB bit. It was an alright annual. I liked it fine. Maybe a little bit light story-wise for a whole annual's worth of pages.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was an annual.
And then there was a little backup story with Eduardo Risso art, and I know people really like this guy, but I've never been a fan of Risso's style personally, so that bit was kind of whatever to me.
Yeah, I don't remember that bit.
So this one's a 5.
Yeah, I give it a 5 as well. It was alright. this is issue chapter 4 of book 1.
Weird, I thought it was 3 for some reason, but yeah, 4. Huh.
Yeah. Philip Kennedy Johnson and Riccardo Federici.
I heard they're making a D&D expansion that's based on this universe now. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it's getting a little success.
Yeah, Flowering Dead, lots of Flowering Dead stuff continues to happen in 2 timelines, and it seems in the past the king was tricked.
Right.
And it continues to be interesting.
Yeah, and the art is very good.
The art is very cool. It's very dark.
Yeah, very gothic, creepy horror. So pretty entertaining. I'm liking where this is going.
Yeah, I give it a 6.
Yeah, I think 6 is right. Pretty good. Next up, we've got the 5th issue of X-Men by Jonathan Hickman and R.B. Silva. This was another one where it's a pretty good issue. There's just not much to talk about because there's an area where that girl from it was like issue 3 or something, right? When they were running into the girl who could summon the demons of various levels, and she summoned the level 3 demons immediately, even though the book spent all this time setting up like, oh, there's the level 1 demons and the level 2 demons.
Oh, that's interesting. At first I thought that they were the same people, but then later when they're talking about what these kids are, I thought they were separate from the other island people.
No, I'm pretty sure that's who this is, but I may be wrong. But we're back in the, we've got the Vault, which is like a new version of the world where time runs faster inside it than outside, and we got a team that gets sent in, and time's going to pass thousands of times faster inside than outside, so it's a big risky mission, and they disappear inside and don't come back. And
I like when I love when Scott's like, what have I done? After he asks how long has it been for them in there.
Yeah.
It's like 530 years.
Yeah. So how long? Best guess, 537 years. Ooh, yeah, you were so close on the number. So, yeah, definitely. It's all set up, really, because it's all about what we're going to get when they come out eventually.
True.
Yeah, pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it was good. What did you give it?
I give this one a solid 7.
Okay, cool. That, I believe, concludes the lightning round. We're going to take a little bit more time to talk about the next few, starting with issue 1 of Quantum and Woody by Christopher Hastings and Ryan Brown.
Who was the primary reason I picked this up, because Ryan Brown is a very humorous artist, and so I figured he'd be good for a chuckle.
Yeah, that's true. And the art is humorous, but it's very serious what's going on in this as we're introduced to Quantum and Woody.
Right.
2 powerful twins, or I don't know.
No, they're not adopted brothers.
Right, adopted brothers, obviously.
Yeah, Woody is adopted into Quantum's family.
Yeah, but they have these bracelets that they have to click together every 24 hours, so they're stuck together even though they have very different personalities.
Yeah, they love each other, but they don't like each other.
Right, exactly. And they go on a mission because Quantum has a vision.
Right, yes, and we still don't know what that's all about.
We don't know what that's all about, and we also got this weird assassination plus powers family where the kids and the parents jump from their flying house to take out the Senate.
Yeah, they teleport a chunk of this building into another dimension so that they can have their way with them, and meanwhile Woody is like recognizing things that he saw in his vision all over the place as he's like interpreting on the fly.
Yeah, so
like stupid Sherlock.
Right, that led them exactly where they needed to be so that they would also be transported in the Senate when it's transported, which pretty funny, and very funny when Woody gets suspicious of Quantum, thinking that he's just using his powers in order to convince his brother.
Right. He didn't actually see a vision of the future. He just like hired these people and set up this whole situation in order to con their way into.
Right, because they're like 2 of the most wanted by the government for their powers, and
because the power source that they're plugged into is one of those like exponentially questionable how powerful it could actually be, and it's just that they don't know how to use it really.
Right. So it's a few things. But the evil family of assassins gets away, but they were able to be heroes at least a little bit. I mean, still there were some senators who died.
And I can't wait to hear about Woody Lyon.
Right. Yeah, those little sub texts where, Woody's getting them into trouble and then Woody's lying.
Yep.
Very funny.
Yeah, hey, pretty good. I enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah, so I give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 7 as well. I think this is one we'll probably get. We'll get at least one more issue and see how it goes.
See how it goes, exactly.
All right, so next up is the 39th and final issue of Justice League by Scott Snyder and Jorge Jimenez. And it's the final issue. And the Justice League loses.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be set up for the next big crossover event, the Metal 2 or Heavy Metal or whatever it's going to end up being called. Wonder Woman's got a chainsaw. But that's not this book. This book is... it's so weird how disappointing this ended up being. Like...
Right? It's lackluster.
It's like the book has been... Like, our whole thing about this book, we've been reviewing every issue, and we've talked about how it's like at 11 all the time.
Yeah.
It's at 11, it's at 11, it's at 11, and then the music just stops.
Yeah.
And all the characters don't have their costumes anymore. They're all just in black jumpsuits, like standing on the moon because they've been removed to outside of time and space, I guess, or just the current universe. And it's all just such a big whatever.
Yeah.
It's so weird what a big whatever it ends up being.
Yeah, it is weird.
And
the people sided with Perpetua against them.
The people...
That's the thing.
And... that's the plot of like all the Scott Snyder comics recently, and it's just weird that he would have it happen in this when it seems like he had already had the universe where it happened in Batman Last Night on Earth, and it was like this was going to be the opportunity to tell the flip side of the coin instead of just telling the same story over again.
That would have been good.
Like, it's just it looks great. Like as always, Jimenez is just awesome.
Yeah.
Very Western, but you can see sort of the manga influence in a lot of his body language and panel layouts, and it's been a beautiful comic from beginning to end.
Yeah, it has. It's you don't want the people to side against the heroes. The heroes need to inspire the people.
They need to inspire.
If you have them fail by not inspiring the people, why are we reading it?
Yeah, why should we be inspired if the people who live in the actual universe that these heroes live in can't feel inspired by them?
Right.
Yeah, it's real disappointing. So, just because the art is so good, this is going to be a 5. But... Yeah,
that's fair. I'd also give it a 5.
Yeah.
Because it looks great.
And I almost don't want to get the next crossover just as like, why are you doing this? But... I guess we gotta see this story through at this point.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Next up is X-Force by Benjamin Percy and Steven Segovia.
Yeah.
And I like this comic.
Looks great.
Yeah, X-Force going on a mission. Beast is very much highlighted in this issue as he's giving them all orders while they're going on. Yeah. Right, and narrating, talking about how they work as a whole. And it's very cool. They run into these superhumans. Yeah,
these like bio-organic changeling guys.
Yeah, and they're real scary. Black Tom Cassidy is cool in this one.
Yeah,
we get some of him.
Secret Service protecting the president with his own body.
Yeah, he's good at what he's doing. He saves Professor X, but doesn't really save him because it doesn't seem like they were after Professor X. But still, he did his job.
Yeah,
and he did it well.
I enjoy him, and I enjoy his like weird way of speaking.
Always referring to himself as Black Tom.
Yeah,
I like that. And Beast's decision to destroy the superhumans, even though they were human, because they could become a biological Nimrod.
Right, there's a possibility that these could in the future evolve. And Beast thinks he does the right thing with his whole plan, but we see at the end that he didn't quite pull it off because the son of the president melts away, but then like part of the goo part escapes out the window.
Yeah. He melts, right, not only escapes out the window, but reforms into a Diminy-looking dude.
Yeah, that looks like the beginnings of a fucking plant-based Nimrod to me.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, this was very good. This is the one where
Don't forget the data page.
like it's, right. It's really adding to the story that we've been getting so far. Not the least because of Xavier's confession page, where he talks about the importance of him getting shot and how it kind of hints that maybe he set up his own assassination.
Or didn't do anything to stop it, at least.
Right. It almost definitely seems like he didn't do anything to stop it. And that's really something, because he needed
to show that it would be very easy for mutants with their new status quo to think of themselves as like gods, as like immortal. And
right.
You needed to show that, like, no, like even me, the figurehead, the top, like we're all vulnerable.
Right, and that way they'll stand together. And also that they don't necessarily need him because he is like them. They can do it without him, exactly. Right. So, yeah, like I said, very good. The art looks great. It's all very good. I give this an 8.
I give it an 8 as well. X-Force. It's continuing to rock and roll. I'm loving it.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, well, we will definitely be on Benjamin Percy's Wolverine when that starts, because he's bringing it right now, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we are going to bring it home with the third and final issue of Green Lantern Blackstars. That's by Grant Morrison and Zermanico, yet another single-name artist.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got our big finale, our giant space battle with the big DC character cast, which includes the knockdown fight between Superman and his son John, who's been empowered by the Blackstar tech, and results in John murdering his father.
Yeah, almost accidentally.
Almost accidentally. He definitely didn't mean to kill him.
Right.
But Beelzebeth definitely had intended for that to happen.
Oh, definitely.
And we get Mongol being horribly, horribly tortured. And then Hal Jordan, who's finally remembered what he needed to remember about the real universe.
Right, his disillusionment and subsequent remembrance.
Right, and even because he even says later in the issue, he almost bought into Mu's whole plan. Or Mew's whole plan.
Right.
And just at the last second decided, like, no, we can't go that way. But it was tempting, as all good villain plans are. Yeah, Hal gets a bunch of other Black Stars who are like Green Lanterns and other good guy characters in the regular reality, and leads a little revolution against the bad Black Stars, and who are including using the 5 inversions, super evil, disgusting aliens from Easmalt. And we get the big reveal that Hal Jordan didn't wish away the entire universe with the Miracle Machine and replace it with this one. He found a dead universe that they had found, in the last run when they talked about the Dead Universe 15.
Right.
And just overlaid the new universe onto that. And that's where we've been the whole time, because Hal Jordan's a fucking genius.
Yeah, and he's able to get out of there, just leaving that universe as is, and Beelzebeth
trapped behind, ready for revenge. But who knows if she'll be able to hop universes?
Yeah, and I mean the entire universe is after her.
Yeah, because Mew knows, and he's been back. He's actually around the whole time. He couldn't actually be killed. I mean, come on, who thought Mew could actually die? Like, if you've been paying attention to Green Lantern so far,
right?
So, yeah, great. I'm excited to get back to the main book, but this was a pleasant 3-issue diversion away from the Morrison Sharp main thing. I really enjoyed it.
Nice little side story.
Not quite as good as issue 2, because issue 2 had the roast to end all roasts, where Grant was roasting all the other authors and their styles. Great. So I'm gonna have to give this one an 8.
I give it also an 8.
But still very, very good.
Yeah, I liked it.
All right, that is going to do it for our reviews for this week. Thanks a lot, everybody, for sticking with us and listening, and leave a like if you feel like it. And we'll be back in the near future with even more comic reviews.
You stay cool, world.